Yeah, I just want to jump on here real quick and say there is no such thing as a modern woman. Every generation says the same thing about modern women don't like good guys and they do good guys wrong and all this stuff like that. But I'm here to tell you, every generation says the same thing. In the 1950s, they were talking about modern women want to work and modern women don't want to be told what to do. In the 1970s, women wanted to live together, and there was a sexual revolution because these were the new school women, and modern women didn't want to wait before marriage to have sex and all that stuff like that in the 70s. And that was the baby boom, and Woodstock had a lot of nude people at the concerts in the 60s and 70s watching. I forgot whether Woodstock was, I think it was in the 60s, but that was at the beginning of the sexual revolution, drug use, all that stuff. And so today when people were talking about modern women and these modern women don't like to cook and clean and all this, I laugh. I'm 52 years old, and I laugh when these young people are making all these videos talking about modern women. Uh, don't do this and don't do that. These modern women don't exist. Every era perceives modern women as the era at that time. In other words, it's people's perception of time that's skewed that ends up making them see that era as modern. But there is no such thing as modern women. They did the same thing 30 years ago. They were treating good men like crap and going after the thugs. And back in the 70s, thugs were called cooties. In my mother's day, when she was younger in high school, and she talks about it sometimes, back in the day, they were called cooties. Those were the name they called thugs back then. And back in the late 70s, early 70s, they wanted the thugs and the people that were in gangs and the people that, had guns and the people that were, doing drugs at that time. That's who the girls wanted then. All the guys that were nerds back in the 70s, that were about their books, that was about their academics, that were well behaved, they didn't want them. And that spilled over into their adulthood. And then, the young women of the 70s started in their 20s and late teens and early 20s started having babies out of wedlock. And it's just a cycle. Every generation, they think that their women are the worst. No, the same thing happened 30 years ago. I laugh at these kids that are 21 and 25 and 30 making videos talking about these modern women now. They don't want to raise kids. They want to work all their life and have careers. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They don't want to submit. When I was in my 20s, it was a rare find to have somebody want to cook and clean and submit. And we said the same thing. Oh, these modern women of the 1990s, they don't want to do anything. It's hard to find a good. There is no such thing as modern women. 20 years from now, they'll be saying the women of today were wholesome and good and did all. And the people that are young today will look at the people 20 years from now that are like 5 and 6 years old now, 20 years from now when they're 26 and 25. You're going to be telling all you teenage kids and young adults in your early 20s and 30s, you're going to be saying the same thing in your 40s and 50s when you look back then. And those kids are now young adults in 2050, 2060, talking about these modern women today aren't like the ones in 2023, 2025, 2023. You're going to laugh. The same ones who are making these modern videos now about modern women are going to laugh 20, 30 years from now when you think, yeah, I'll probably be dead and gone, but I don't want to wish that on myself. Who knows how much time the Lord will give me, but it's but you know my point. I'm 53 years old. 2050, 2060, me being alive is a long shot. But I'm telling you guys who will most likely be alive, it's gonna be the same cycle. The young modern women, there's no such thing. Everything that you're saying, that you're complaining about these women today, and what the problem is with all these women, I'm telling you for a fact. You can ask any man over 50. They were the same way, youngsters, 30 years ago. I laugh when I see these videos on YouTube. Anyway, that's my video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.